My name is Chris Yee and I'm making a 3D puzzle platformer called Nectar. In the game, you place a potted sunflower with his bumblebee companion, using globs of nectar to grow plants and manipulate the world. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I updated the music in my game. And the secret is that it wasn't me. I actually found a composer. His name is Madison James Smith. Apparently he saw one of my devlogs, was interested in the game. He reached out, said he wanted to compose some music for me, and after listening to his portfolio and having a call with him and talking about the project, I decided he would be a perfect fit. He's very passionate about both video games and music, and he's a strong creative force. He is interested in being a collaborative partner to explore and discover the sound of the game, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Someone that's collaborative. So if you didn't see my old devlog about music, it was a pretty simple system. So I had 2 alternating notes just slowly playing, and then in between those I would have a melodic trill. I also had some interactive music that played when any Nectar activated. And this old system worked to set the mood that I was looking for. It especially established a tone that Madison used to base his new music on, so that was helpful. But I knew that my skills were limited in making music, and a lot of people actually complained that the Nectar activation music that I had made was a little harsh, and I agreed actually. It was just a little too distracting. So here's just a sample of the old music. Now, in discussing with Madison what I wanted, I knew that I wanted the music to blend into the background. I wanted it to be pretty chill and relaxed vibes, and I also wanted to keep the interactive nature of the music. So I like the idea of still having music play when you activate Nectar, and I also wanted to add music to anything that was Nectar related or plant related, because I like the idea of the Nectar being sort of a magical force, and anything that it helps grow extends that magic, and that magic is expressed through the music of the game. So what Madison came up with was, for replacing those 2 alternating notes, he created a bassline track that just plays on a loop. So here's what that sounds like. And then on top of that, I had Madison make all sorts of musical sound effects. So for the Nectar activation, I have a whole bunch of different sounds for if the player is pulsing the Nectar or just activating it normally, or if the Nectar crystals are being activated, if the Nectar blobs from the plants are dropping. All of that has music that ties into the main bass track. And then in addition to all the Nectar noise, I also have the plant noises, so all the plant types that I'm making will have unique musical cues that tie into the music as well. So here's some examples of the Nectar music. And here are some examples of the plant music. And for each of the interactive music pieces, Madison actually provided multiple samples that are slightly different just to provide some variation, because if these sounds are playing over and over again, it can get pretty repetitive. So we wanted to add some variation just to make it fit a little better into the game. Now, we're running into the issue where sometimes a repeated sample would play. So one sample would play and then the exact same sample would play right after it, which I didn't like. So to solve this, first I randomized what sound plays, but then in addition to that, I made smaller groups. So I grouped all the samples that he gave me for one particular sound. I made like 3 groups for each one, and then I randomized which one plays out of those 3 groups. So the groups play sequentially, so group 1, group 2, group 3, group 1, group 2, group 3. But then within group 1, all those sounds are randomized. And then group 2, all those sounds are randomized. And this prevents any repetition from happening. It's impossible to have 2 repeated sounds, but it still does have some randomness to it. And that's the updated music so far. I'll just add a sample of normal gameplay playing so that you can hear music in a more organic setting. And I'm very happy with how this is turning out so far. So the idea is to have different bass tracks for the different environments that the player is going to eventually go into. And then for each of those environments, the interactive music will sort of adapt to fit the bass track. So far we've only done this one bass track for this one environment, but there will be more to come in the future. Now I'm still working on adding more plant types, so that includes adding more sounds once those plant types are developed. Right now I do have a lily pad and a dandelion, which I've added to the game, and I'm still finalizing the sounds for those. I'm working with Madison to figure out something that we like, and there'll be more to come after that. Now, the music is an ongoing process that'll probably happen throughout the entire development of the game, so I probably will make another music update devlog at some point down the road when I have more environments, but this is what I have so far, and I am very happy with it. If you want to check out more of Madison's stuff on his channel, Madison James Smith Music, I'll leave a link in the description for that if you want to check that out. He's also made music for a few other games. There's a cool looking game called Terratoy, which he composed all the music for, and then he also composed the music for a game trailer for Meridian Frontier, which is an upcoming game. And he's just in general a very good guy, a good collaborator to be with. So check him out. If you want to support the game Nectar, I have a Steam page, links also in the description. You can go there and wishlist the game. If you want to join the community, I have a Discord where you can ask questions, we can discuss things game dev related, or we can just talk about random stuff. And if you want to see future videos, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Thanks.